Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Live Show. Are you ready, baby? Are you ready? I said, are you ready? I don't think you're ready. I don't think you are ready for the movement. I don't think you're ready for the energy. I don't think you are ready for the man. Let's get it in, baby. Shout out to each and every one of you. Jump on in. You are in the scarcest asset in the world. The rest of the world has no clue what's going down in the next 4, 5 to 10 years. And you are in the driver's seat. You are in the right spot. You have picked the right place to be. Shout out to each and every one of my crypto lifers. I love y'all. Let's get it going. Let's get the energy up. Sorry to yell, but there's no way to contain it. I'm feeling it. Let's jump into Bitcoin. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's show you what I'm seeing in the charts today for BTC, baby. So look at a Bitcoin. Sorry to say, but it is in a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. We're sitting at resistance at 32,000. When I double click out of this and I look at my oscillators, I look at my 15-minute. My 15-minute is overbought. Highly likely to come down to at least the bottom of the channel. So look, this is our channel here, subtly. We kind of moved out of it a few times, but heading back to the top of the channel, we're getting resistance here. 15-minute wants to curl back to the downside, looking like we may not even be able to make it out of resistance. Okay, so watch that closely. This is starting to resemble a rising wedge. However, can it go sideways, make a bit of a flag? Possible. Let's put on those moving averages. Let's see what I see happening here. 21-day moving average touching the price action. We are getting tight on the 15-minute. Possibility of a move here. We got far away from the 21, snap back to it. Now we're getting kind of held up by it, but you can see 1 hour is overbought and about to roll over on us. We did get the reversal. We got a shoulder, a head and a shoulder to the upside. Let me show you what happened here. The inverted head and shoulder did bring us up. Could have played that on the 7-minute time frame. Let me take a shot here. You would have seen this shoulder, this head, and this right shoulder in a break to the upside. The measured move would have carried you from the neckline to the head, played out of the right shoulder, and that's exactly where we hit the measured move of the inverted head and shoulder. Then we formed a falling wedge. That broke up to the upside, but now we can't seem to get above resistance. Look for a flag to form here. Look for some type of flag. This is what we're looking at now on the 7-minute time frame here. Shout out to everybody on this beautiful Tuesday. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in. Yeah, and I got motivated, right? And then I'm not doing the TA. So look at this. We got Bitcoin sitting here on the 1 hour, right? The 1 hour is in a rising wedge, all right? Let me just show you real fast. We can do this fast. Don't worry about it. Resistance is at 32K. We could not get above resistance. The 1 hour stochastics RSI are about that overbought region. When I tell you, I'm not a financial advisor, but I am good at TA. When I tell you, I don't even like saying that, but when I tell you that it's highly likely we're going to the downside, I mean it. I mean it. Now, anything could happen. We could get lucky. Let's take a look at the 15 or the 5 or the 7. Is there some type of small time frame that could propel us through resistance? And every once in a while, you can get lucky here. So let's take a look. Funny, man. I got to do something with the cachet. Been loading slow. 32,365 here. We are breaching through resistance C, but you can see there's our big boy resistance right there. 32,650. So if you can't get above 32,650, that's going to be our line in the sand here. 5-minute does suggest that we may boom out. So 5-minute has some movement here. And this is why you look at smaller time frames. Every once in a while, a smaller time frame can beam you out above resistance. So if we can get above resistance, that's key. So right now, the key area to watch is 32,500. Psychological support. If we can get above it, it could be amazing. You are Sensei. Shout out to Becky DC. I hate when Jordan is on the same time as you. Don't worry about it, man. It's easy. You just pick this stream that gives you the most information the quickest. Shout out to everybody here on the live. It's actually my fault. He goes on at this time every morning. I'm now early, so it is what it is. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. We have 81 likes, 131 people on the live. Can I get the likes up to the watchers on this different time? We won't have as many people as regular because we're an hour short of the regular time, and I get it. So can the 5-minute propel us past resistance? That's the question. Can the 5-minute propel us past resistance, or do we eventually just kind of fall short here? So we can watch the 5 minute to see how much price action will give us. But it does want to pop to the upside. You could be a quick scalp on the 5 minute time frame. However, then the 15 minute is overbought, and it eventually does want to curl back to the downside, or at least go sideways here. This is a rising wedge. I'm showing you the measured move of the rising wedge is down here at about 28,500. So if you see 28.5, don't be surprised. It's likely that we could get a bit of a dump later on. 1 hour does want to come back to the downside, and so does the 15 minute. So we're not in the strongest place to open up a long at all by any means. That's where I would be closing a swing trade long. What is this blue thing I got here? Hold on. I'm like, why am I blue? Oh, I'm in logarithmic regression. That's why. Funny. Yeah. About to be like, why am I blue? Or green. Actually, I'm colorblind, but I was green, right? But same scenario here. This is what we're looking at. And make sure I'm not on log, right? Yeah. So, I mean, this is what we're looking at. It's scant. It's not beautiful. If we tighten it up, it's more like this. Can we come to the top of the channel, get rejected, come back down, stay in the channel, and break out? Rising wedges can break out parabolically, but again, you just got to heed the idea that this is getting cooked. And that's going to head on back down. I mean, we did have a nice move. 1 hour finally pushed up. I mean, it had been a while. If you look at it, the 1 hour had been rolling over. We finally got some type of movement here. You got the inverted head and shoulder. You broke to the upside, and boom. And now look at this, like Dream up 77%. Dream Quest, right? So coins are attempting to bottom and trying to make their moves back to the upside. This coin is up huge, actually. There's still money to be made in the market if you pay attention. 113% gains in 8 hours, 9, 10 hours, something like that. Unbelievable. Matic, the 3L token, double bottomed and made a move back to the upside. 57% gains. Ava, Atom, Doge, all the 3Ls up a nice 40 to 50% gains. That means they're up about 10%, 15% because they 3X. Gala 3X making a bit of an inverted head and shoulder. However, just like Bitcoin, we're all kind of in these rising wedges and we're getting to the top of resistance. So it's okay. Let's make a higher low. Now we need to make higher lows when we bounce out of these, So you don't have to jump right back into the market immediately. You didn't miss anything if you felt like you didn't get this little pump up. You didn't miss anything. It was all 3L tokens. Still struggles going on throughout the market. So, we want to find our bottom here for Bitcoin, or somewhat of a subtle bottom if we can. I'm going to continuously to dollar cost average into BTC. $30,000 Bitcoin is amazing. But you can see a lot of coins have bounced back 32%, 20%. And a green day in the market. Even ApeCoin bouncing back off $8 back to $9.74. Last night was a complete slaughterhouse. Insane. Step and hold in the $2 region. Step in a new coin. Think about it. It wasn't even at $2 not too long ago, right? It just kind of getting started. However, it gave it all back, but it's oversold. Very ugly pattern right now. Very ugly pattern. Put your support and resistance lines in. So what's my strategy for the next 6 months to a year? Well, I'm going to continuously buy BTC. Right now, it's a very simple strategy what I do to become wealthy. It's very simple. I learned that there was 100 different things to do. Eventually, you got to make it simple. The simpler you make things, the more achievable they are, okay? And the more achievable they are, the more likely you're going to achieve them. Interesting, right? So the idea is to create a simple format to follow. So what I do is I work hard. I stack USD, right? I end up with $100,000 to $200,000 in USD in a bank account, okay? Right now, sitting on a few $100,000. And then what you do is what I do. I'm not a financial advisor, but I wait for the fear and greed index to get where it is into these low periods. And this is why I start chunking into Bitcoin. So look, at 10 is a really good place to start chunking into Bitcoin for me personally. Whenever I bought into the 10 area, it's been a good look. Now, this doesn't coincide with the world. Like, the world will look like there's more pain, more issues coming on. It looks like it's worse. A lot of fear, a lot of pain. But again, what I do is I have a long-term idea, and I just buy, like if we look at Bitcoin here. And again, I mean, Anybody could do this, but most people won't, because most people just won't have the balls. I'll be honest. I hate to say it, but most people won't have the balls. They just won't. They will drop their cojones at the wrong, like right when they need cojones, right when they need to really know, because you have to know who you are and you have to believe in yourself. I believe in myself. I believe in my research. The research I've done, I believe in. So I've done a lot of research and I'm like, you know what? It's good, solid research. And so what I believe to be true, I stick to. What I believe to be true, I stick to. So look at this. And honestly, if you haven't done this with me, then it would be hard for you to figure out. But like, I bought Bitcoin here on these low areas here at 38,000 on the pandemic low. I bought Bitcoin right here on this low here, right? I bought Bitcoin throughout this whole 6,000, 3,000, even 12,000, 13,000, right? 10,000. And just continuously bought Bitcoin every time this fear and greed index got into this zone here. I purchased it. We got in down here, we were extreme fear. Right here, we were in an extreme fear. Even there, when we pulled back, it started, but it was never where it is now. It was sitting at 20 for a long time, 20, 24. This is where you need to be. Like, this is like, woof. I love purchasing Bitcoin in these areas. I just slowly have opened up my wallet to get as much Bitcoin as I can in these areas. Not everyone has thousands to invest back then. Sam, share some of the few $100,000 baby gift. Love you. Hee hee hee. Scotty Swing, poor Luna and Phantom. I know, got banged out. Our Luna and Phantom dead. Bear markets make people truly rich. Stay patient, fam. Shout out to Crypto Muser. Shorting USD. USD was the call, I guess. I know, that's crazy, right? No, but honestly, if you were here on this channel, we were all over Luna going to the downside, and we shorted Luna. And honestly, I foreshadowed the idea that Luna was going to tank. And someone actually said, Sam, you called the dump. Like, he's like, I don't even know how you called it. He said, you're an anomaly. You just got completely... And that's what I want people to realize. Like, if you just keep watching my channel, you're going to see there's something eerily strange about me. Like, not only do I have the TA, but I'll catch something right before it happens, as if I'm like sniffing it, or I'm able to pick up on the intuition. Something's happening. Love you, bro. Kadena and Flux and juicy price points. Care to have a gander, my man? Light in the absence of eyes illuminates nothing. Shout out to Kadena and Flux. Shout out to my man, Anko Kutsi Butsu with the V610. Appreciate you, brother. Bitcoin 100K, 140K, ETH 70 to 75. End of the summer. That'd be crazy if it was like that at the end of the summer. Anything is possible. I'm open-minded. So I continue. I'm just giving everyone my sweet sauce. So whenever I see Bitcoin and the fear and greed index here at 10, I'm buying $500, $1,000 every other day. Like right now, I'm opening it up. I'm going to buy $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like today's a day where I would start buying more. Fear and greed index in that zone. We could get even lower to 8, 6, but the lowest I've ever seen it was like an 8 or a 7. So this is the lowest. These are like the lowest prices I've ever seen for Bitcoin. People say more is coming. Triple bottom in, pump coming. See, bottom. People are trying to call this a triple bottom. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. You know, you could say this is a giant double bottom, though. You could. I mean, there's no, you could say here's your bottom. Secondary bottom. Bitcoin starts at secondary bottom, makes its move, makes a double bottom to the upside. Eric Chong for the 1111 Grand Rising. First time shorting this week with 3 commas, using time frames, monitoring markets, RSI alerts, and absorbing all you teach. Gains on gains. Just want to give back and say thank you. Dude, this is awesome. This is awesome. First time shorting. Erica, I am so proud of you. This is who you have to be. You have to take your life by storm. You have to take control. You did it, Erica. You did it. Yes, you found my group. I may have helped you. I've given you the information, but you took control of your life. You made it happen. We're slapping you into the testimonials. That's a beautiful testimonial. Love that. Bang. Look at spoiler alert. Oh, look. He posted this in the testimonials. He got his Trans Am today in the mail. He said, thank you, Crypto Lifer. Gains. He bought this with Gains Trading Crypto. Look at that thing. The brown and gold Trans Am. Ooh, look at that thing. You going to back it out? Are you going to back it out? You going to back it out for a reveal? Is it coming out? Are we getting a reveal? Wow, look at that thing. Look at the mountains in the background, man. Wow, in May, it's still like cool and snowy out there. Look at the Trans Am T-Bird, baby. Unbelievable. That thing is mint. You have a good life, man. You just got yourself a Trans Am. Look at that thing. That thing is gorgeous. And there's your alpaca store right there. That's so cool. Alpaca. Wow. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. Thank you for sharing that with us. Grand Rising, first time shorting this week with 3 commas, using time frames, monitoring markets, RSI alerts, and absorbing all you teach. Gains on gains. Just want to give back and say thank you, Erica. Much respect to you and yours. We teach people how to short the market. And if you were with us, you would have made a killing in the market while everyone got scared and panicked, sold out of their positions. Not the lifers. We took control of our lives. We took control of the market. We took the information by storm, and we used that information to completely take control of our lives and take control of the market. So this is a falling wedge. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time, do they not? Right? So everyone's freaking out, but we're in a falling wedge, and we're very oversold in the 2-week chart, suggesting that we do get a bounce back to the upside here for Bitcoin. So if I just go by the 2-week, and we're still hugging a slight hidden bullish, it's not really full-blown hidden anymore. It's slightly to the downside. That's slightly, I don't know if I can call it hidden bullish anymore, but it was slight. Started to get negated when we broke that lower low. And look at Bitcoin at 31,674. We suggested that Bitcoin would start pulling back on you based on the 15-minute. But the 2-week chart, this is still somewhat valid here. Still valid. All right. We break this, we will come back down and test 19K lows. I mean, there's really nothing else for us to do here. But again, look at, I talk about this 2-week chart. That's a buy right there. That's a buy right there. This would technically be a buy right now. A big buy. My thing is this. If you go all in on Bitcoin and it goes to 15K, you lose 15% of your investment. So what? That's not that bad. I've lose 50% many, many times in an investment, and I've watched it come all the way back and rip. So being down 50% to me isn't too bad. So 15K, like I could handle it. I could put 100K right now and watch it go down 50K and be fine. I really could. Now, at the same time, there's a chance you're catching the bottom and Bitcoin 3X's to 100K. And then you 3X your money. So you're either going to 3X or you're going to lose 50%. To me, I don't see Bitcoin going lower than 15,000, 12,000. Even if it wicks to 10K, I feel like it's a wick. Even if it wicks down to like 19K, I feel like it's a wick. It's a capitulation wick. It's not going to be like something that's going to hold strong forever. But again, anything is possible. I'm open-minded to believe we could go to 5K. I'm open-minded, everyone. I want to make that clear. Anything is possible. I'm not that moon boy telling you we're definitely going here and we're definitely going up and we're going. No. I'm just saying all I can do is tell you what I've done in the past. I've made a lot of money buying Bitcoin here, and here whenever the 2-week was low and this chart was in this fear and greed index was around 10. And I say this on my channel all the time, but there's always a new person on our channel that doesn't understand what the lifer's up to, has never seen me before. And so I just want to keep saying the same thing so I can be a consistent guy that you know to be consistent. And consistency is key. You know, Americans, they like consistency more than anything else in the world. Consistency is their number one thing that they like the most. Consistency, baby. It's all about being consistent. And that's why I'm here every single day without a day off. Money printer going to start going brrr again. I'm up 38% shorting Mira right now. There you go. No emotions in this game, user. Stay calm and thinking long term. Real money is made in bear markets, people. No emotions in this game. He's right, man. He's right. That's where you're buying XRP at 16 cents, 10 cents, 9 cents. I really appreciate everything you do. I'm 5x better today than I was when I joined your group 2 months ago, dude. You're 5x better. I mean, dude, Brian Ferris. Dude, guys, everyone, you got to jump on into my testimonials and write stuff like that. You got to write these in the testimonial. You got to let people know, because if you 5x and change your life, it would be so awesome if you helped someone else do the same thing by helping them find the channel. So I'm posting that into the testimonials. I take screenshots of it because it's weird if I post it as writing. So I take screenshots. And again, this is in the testimonials because he bought this with his trading gains. This is what trading can buy you. Look at this. A beautiful Trans Am. Unbelievable, man. So insane. I'm up 38% shorting Mira. Money printer going to start. Buy the fear, baby. Crypto Lifer, what are your thoughts on fractals? Are they significant as an indicator in your mind? It depends on when they occur and how you're using them. They can play out, and I've used them but it depends on your pattern recognition and how good you are. You can't just slap a fractal and decide that's what's going to happen. You know, Lifer Cypher this week, need to chat with my dude. I know, we need to get it in. Lifer's crypto cash ain't a young bird. I'm 60 and jumped into crypto in 2016. Patience does pay off, and Lifer directs you in the proper direction. Thank you, Sam. Shout out to Crypto Cash, man. Love that we have people who are 22 years old, 18 years old, 60 years old, people from around the world. Everyone, tell us where you're from. Drop a location. Let us know where you're from. We haven't done a location drop in a while. Yo, Crypto Lifer, thank you for the short call. I was having a look at the trade and accenting hit sell at accenting a hit sell at 75x leverage. Only $100, but wish I had a full wallet, and it paid off. Righteous reject, man. There you go. Just be careful trading with that high leverage, man. I do have to warn you. I did pick up on that. Lifer worldwide, my man, Crypto Muser, Houston, San Antonio, Texas, Sweden, Charlotte, North Carolina, Ireland, Houston, England, Thailand, Naples, Florida, my man, Boise, Idaho, PDX, Oregon, Baltimore, San Diego, New York City, Colombo, Sri Lanka, Australia, seventh dimension phasing between Earth and variance, my man, Sri Lanka. Hello from Perth, Western Australia, Bristol, Vancouver. I believe a bull run will come by a positive market sentiment, which is missing. Funny. It was a mistake that went well from the UK here too. Wow. 56 years old in North Carolina, the Moon, Seattle, Switzerland, Singapore, Wilmington, Madrid, Northern New York, Ireland, Ireland, you're right, Ireland? Lexington, Kentucky, CT, Sea Island, Avalon, New Jersey, started at the bottom, returned to stay. Shout out to my man, C-Maz, my man. I was banished to the Shadow Realms after a duel with Yugi. I love that. Baton Rouge, it sounds like you're from the Legends of Gilgamesh. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Baton Rouge, Camp Lejeune. Shout out to Emory, all the way out there on the base. That sounds like you're a Marine, right? Camp Lejeune is a Marine base. Shout out to my fellow Marines out there. I'm not a fellow Marine, but shout out to the Marines. Shorting USD was the move yesterday. I guess it's funny. Chicago, Louisiana, Roston, Honduras, Great Britain, India, Lee Hyson Long. Wow, we have a lot of amazing people on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. That chat rate's pumping. 134 likes, 233 people on the live. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. 100 of you just don't want to slap that like down. If you're jogging, stop for a second, flip your phone out, hit that like button. If you're kicking it with family, hit that like button. You know, let them know, hey, I'm watching this awesome show. Hit that like button. If you're in your car, pull over for 1 second, hit that like button. We got Houston, Texas, Cincinnati, Naperville, Illinois, Semper Fi, 0311, baby, my man, Bill McDonough, Louisiana, New Osho, Missouri, wow, India, Amsterdam, Will Smith, like that. That's funny. Picture me rolling, done. You guys are funny. Lifers are the best community in crypto. We in this together, fam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Crypto Tris, UK, Austin. Wow. We have people from everywhere. Hit that like button. Let everyone know. Bucks and 6. No way. Are you kidding me? Bucks and 6? Celtics. You know what? May the best team win. I don't like to jinx my team. I don't do that whole Celtics and 6 garbage. I don't say that because you never know. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. You guys got us in heavy foul trouble yesterday. We still banged on you. Al Horford drank the fountain of youth last night. He came out and banged on you 14 points in the fourth quarter. When he slammed on Giannis's face and Giannis fell to the ground. Like, dude, the Bucks are the biggest bunch. I've never seen a team that does more flops than in my life, dude. Flopping. Like last night, they grabbed Tice's arm. Dude grabbed Tice's arm and then flopped into the ground, Grant Hill. Like, he didn't even touch. He grabbed the other dude's arm and then fell on the ground. I was like, come on. Like, really? Dude, they were flopping all over the place, dude. I've never seen a floppier team in my life, dude. Giannis was all over the ground. When he fell on the ground at the end there, when he literally fell on top of Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart covered his head and just went into a ball. And Giannis threw himself to the left and laid on the ground. And I was like, yo, come on. You guys are too much. Celtics figuring out the Bucks. They need Middleton to beat the Celtics. Chainlink's RSI was at its all-time high, all-time low yesterday. Chainlink's RSI, great. I love playoff basketball. So intense. It was insane. Doesn't matter. Golden State wins it all. Hey, possibly. There's a chance. Yeah, they look pretty devious. But whatever. We'll take it one step at a time. I just want to get through these Bucks, and then we'll go from there. You know. Bruins playing tonight, too. Again, Game 5 against the Canes. I believe that is tonight, you know. Giannis taking too many threes. He's like 14%. Yeah, they were pointing that out, too. Pointing that out. So, anyway, let's get back into the smaller idea for Bitcoin. But this is what we see possibly happening. Could this be a cup and handle? There's a chance. Could this break to the upside? We are very oversold in the 2-week chart. I've gone by this 2-week chart many, many times, and it's given me beautiful bottoms. So even though the whole world is telling me more lower is coming, we have to go lower, we have to dump, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't, you know, this is where I begin to open up my wallet and get down. So again, I can only tell you what I've done in the past. Maybe this time will be the one time I'm wrong. And I told you, maybe we go to 15K and I am wrong. And if that happens, I'm okay with it. And I'll buy more Bitcoin. And we're going to make it through no matter what, everybody. So deep breaths. Everything is going to be fine. And we're going to make it in. Bucks are tied in with the Milwaukee Bucks are tied in with the Maw. Really weird. Michelle Krujic, I wish I could live in the U.S. now because of work. 6 red weeks is a record. Mountains double top. Yeah, but I mean, if you call that a double top, the problem why I don't like, if you call that a double top, which you could, right? If you take it to the measured move, it says you're going to go to negative 8,000. So whenever there's a negative, and that would be the measured move of that. So I have to negate that because that has to be the measured move. And it doesn't go halfway. It doesn't go here. It goes the measured move. So double tops go the measured move, and Bitcoin's not going to negative 8,500. I've back tested these theories. I've seen a pattern. I've taken the measured move of that pattern. When the measured move gives me a negative result, it has to be a pattern that really can't play out, in my humble opinion. And again, you could say you're 100% wrong, but you have to back test it yourself. A couple years from now, you have enough of these to play out, and then you could come to me and say, hey, I did back test that. Wow, I can't believe it. Stay calm and be patient in the space. You are in the right place with the lifer here. Listen up and learn from the best, man. I love you, bro. I love each and every one of you. Love is the answer. I live in love every single day, and, you know, as long as I live in love, I know I can't be hurt. I know that life is going to take care of me. Bucks repeat champs. Really? Wow. Interesting. Be pretty cool to beat the previous champs, you know. So that's the bigger picture. I gave you the bigger picture for BTC. Let's take a look at the little picture here on Binance. Back to where we're sitting in this rising wedge here. Let's see what happened on the 15. Let's zoom in here and see what we're seeing. So look, we did get the dump. I told you the 50-minute was likely to dump to the downside. Okay? And if you looked at it here, this was a rising wedge as well. See this? Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. Once you make one, know that it's likely you're going to see some red. If you just play these to the downside every time, and honestly, look what I just saw. I see a slanted head and shoulder, which I know it's crazy, but look, shoulder, head. Is that making a right shoulder? And do we dump from that? Measured move would take us to the downside. And that would take you back down to 29,000, where we just were for a bit of a double bottom here. So that's freaky. That's weary. And if you look at the 1 hour, that coincides with the 1 hour, you're overbought. So you're going to get a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder and dump to the downside. That's very possible. Let's get rid of this. There's a lot of work going on there. And look at that rising wedge that did break to the downside on the 15-minute. 15-minute has more downside too. Says it could get ready to break out of this pattern. So you could be looking for what's called a bearish retest. What will happen is you'll break out of this pattern. You'll try to get back in and continue to dump. Or you'll stay here at the bottom of the pattern. Maybe the 7 minutes low and can flip on you. That 7-minute is low and suggesting that we will get amounts back to the upside here. So you watch the minutia of the small time frames, but again, that 1 hour tells you that it's likely you're going to roll over. That 1 hour tells you it's likely you're going to roll over. So that's my trading style. I don't trade against the stochastics RSI. When they give me a higher probability of a break to the downside, I heed it. I listen to it. So here's our 2 levels to watch. We could go low to the first target here at about 29,000. We could go even lower to 28,500. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 28,500 later on today. Let's see what happens. You know, what the beautiful thing is, we could come out and do a double bottom here and bounce and not go any lower than 31K. If 31K can hold, then we can start to make a move out. We could get a relief rally here. The daily does want to push back to the upside. Look at the daily, very oversold. And look at that daily candle getting a nice reversal. Tweezer bottoms on the daily. So, daily showing signs of life here. Massive candle back to the upside, reversed off the bounce of the 29,000 lows, and we did sweep the 30K lows. So 95% of coins will die in this bear market. Do your research and make sure you know what you're investing in. He's right. He's right. Danny D is back buying the dip and letting it rip. Shout out to Danny DeBolt, man. I love you, Danny. Danny D is back buying the dip and letting it rip. I love you, Danny. Shout out to Danny D in the house. Jumping back in. 183, 287 likes. Look how much that energy is pushing you guys to hit that like button. How could you not hit the like button? How could you not feel the energy? How could you not feel the love? I'm telling you right now. How could you not? So we're pushing forward. I know you love it. I know I love it. We're here together every single day, baby. I love it, baby. And look how many people jumped on, even at 9:57 a.m. We have 289 people, more people than I used to get when I used to beg just to get me going, man. Shout out to each and every one of you here. 298. Look at that energy when you guys hit that like button. Look what you just did. 201, 300. Look what you just did when you hit that like button, everybody. You got the vibes moving. You got the energy flowing. You got the internet to come into the realms of the energy of the abyss and just send it right into our show. 210 likes, 300 people on the live. You won't find energy like this anywhere else on the globe. Seriously. Vibe the highest and people will be attracted to your vibration. People want to come and get down with that energy, baby. Shout out to each and every one of you. 223 likes. That's what I'm talking about. We can will it. If we will it, we can make it happen. That's what it's about. Love the energy. Let's crush this market. Think Luna has a future. Honestly, I do believe it does have a future. I think the guys behind it, Daquan and the team, they're behind it. Look for the 7-minute to bounce back here for Bitcoin. Look for the 7-minute to bounce back now. You got a falling wedge. Yeah, I'm just showing you how this game plays out. That's a falling wedge. This should break back to the upside. You got a slight cup and handle here. Sammy, cup and handy to the upside. Hey, Julie, it's been 3 weeks. No, but look, there's your cup. There's a slight handle. Can we break up to what's the measured move here on the 7-minute? Nothing to write home about, but it could bring us back up to 32,632.5, right? So, and there you have it. I'm keeping you up to date on the small time frames, the big time frames, no matter what. Big Wick energy, baby. Big Wick energy. Shout out to Makai Ford. Makai Ford. Appreciate you. Abdul Al-Amadi. Lifer is always here to guide us through the good times and the rough times. Shout out to Abdullah Al-Amadi. I remember you and your whole team, man. Appreciate you guys. Can you look at Luna? Looks extremely oversold. I'm sure it does. I was waiting for you. Wanted to thank you because for the first time I shorted the market with Luna, and it worked out so well. Thank you so much. Love you. Pierre B, I love that the other lifers are helping you get where you're going, and Grace is an amazing lifer. Big Wick energy all day long. Yeah, definitely. Luna has a solid team behind it with Duquan leading the team. They will bounce from this coordinated attack. What up, lifer? Signed into my other account for you, bro. Love y'all. Kev, a.k.a. Mr. Fish. Shout out to Mr. Fish, Bangkok baby in the house. Pronounced Micah. Yeah, Micah. Yeah, Micah Ford. Yeah, Micah Ford. Honestly, that's a famous name, dude. Micah Ford. Yesterday I was walking around and I was saying your name by myself. I was like, Micah Ford. Micah. Maybe there's a famous actor, Micah Ford. Or that's a famous name. Or why does that ring a bell, Micah Ford? All that lemon water getting it going and the honey every single day, baby. As we're holding 31,500, Bitcoin did get a bit of a bounce here to the upside. And I drink the honey because it's antiviral, helps viruses stop from replicating through my entire system, keeps me healthy, keeps me going, keeps me ready to go. Today's really the first day I'm back in action. I can really feel my energy at a high point. I have such a high form of energy. When I'm sick, it's like, dude, I am not that person. We have great conversations. Lifer Podcast needs to get started. We got the podcast, man. We got it. I sold everything and bought back in at 30K Bitcoin to ride this little pump. Hey, baby. There you go. Micah Ford is Satoshi Nakamoto. That's why. Interesting. Micah Ford. I said Micah. Micah Ford. Yeah, it's Micah Ford. Yeah, Micah. Okay, so we kind of have Bitcoin in a nutshell. We're going to watch the 15-minute come back up. We know the 15-minute has to regress, but it's doing pretty good regressing without giving back a support region. So it's holding levels. We're finally getting a higher low here compared to there. We're finally getting a higher high here compared to that. It's a beautiful thing. It's the first time since the downtrend began that we finally broke and started a higher high, higher low, higher high. Now we need to put in a higher high. Bitcoin must break above 32,700 to remain bullish, all right? And get above this small resistance. If TPTB pushes honey like they push their sorcery, America would be the healthiest country in the world. Funny. I don't know what TBTB is, but yeah, you're probably 100% right. Once a week podcast, Life or Cypher, great name. Not sure if you've seen my previous message. One day chart, tweezer bottoms. Yeah, I just said the same thing. Tweezer bottoms in the daily. We went over that, actually. I said it like about 5 to 10 minutes ago. But thank you for saying that. Billy Bob 369, we appreciate you. Thank you. Shout out to all the moderators in the house. Appreciate you all coming on. Shout out to Crypto Muser, my man, I love you. Shout out to Grace Protocol. Shout out to PRB. Shout out to Anku, Kutsi Butsu, my man. Shout out to each and every one of you here. And Anko, you asked for something in the super chats here. What was it here? I forgot it already. It came in so early. I'm fishing for it now. Here it is. If you look at Kadena and Flux, juicy price points. Care to have a gander, my man? Let's take a look at Kadena and Flux. Flux has been nice. Flux has been holding above that 119 area for a long time. Oh, wow. It came back to $1. Interesting. Even Flux gave it up. See, I was saying how Flux was above. Even Flux gave it up. But however, compared to most coins, we'll get out of there. We took that Flux for 44%. Compared to most coins, though, Flux is still holding a pretty high level. You can see it did make a lower low, you know, after all that time of being kind of consistent. But it's, to me, it's in a bit of a falling wedge here, see? And if you get a bounce here back to the upside, quite interesting. We take a look at the 4-hour. 4-hour does have momentum. Daily's probably oversold on everything. Yeah, so, I mean, what you're looking at, though, is you don't have, I mean, this is your last line in the sand here. Flux breaks this, it's coming back down to 74. 74 would be a great place to snatch it up. 74, 52 area if it goes even lower. Kind of might adjust itself into this zone and then pop back up to the upside. Flux is definitely something you want to watch, though. I'm already starting to feel like there's some movement back in the market. I can sniff it out. This should have, you know, dumped all the way down. It did not. Flux showing signs of life here. I would write Flux down and put it on your radar and just keep it around here. Possible 217% gains coming out of Flux at $1. Flux holds the psychological support at $1. You could see some more movement for Flux. Let's take a look at Kadena. KDA, Kadena, baby. Beautiful project to dollar cost average into. All the way down in the depths of hell, though. You take a Fibonacci, really no point. But if you take a Fib, you're probably at the 886 retracement. And you look at 886, you know, even lower, actually. Right on that zone. I mean, that's where you have a full-blown. It's kind of say that's where a bear market begins. It looks like we've been through the bear market already. See, a lot of these coins are telling us that there's probably likely we get a bounce back to the upside now. Like, how much? Either you go to absolute zero and you take this entire crypto market to just, I don't know. You know, to me, like, we already kind of went through this, like, hard time. It's kind of weird. For me, it's not like a regular bear market. We've already kind of seen bearish times for such a long, long time. We've broken heavy, heavy resistance and heavy, heavy support. Like, this is all the way back down to its lows. Sorry, wait. This is all the way back down to its lows. About to test this low here at 230, which it did on a wick. It breaks that. I mean, it's coming down even to 113. I mean, you're seeing the lowest possible. You'd like to see a bounce here for Kadena. Do I jump in right now? I'd have to love the project, and Kadena is just not one of the projects that I absolutely love. You know? Like, I love Cardano. I don't love Kadena. You know, for whatever reason. You could look at me and say I'm a clown. You can't put all your money where everyone else does. You can't have, you know, I can't be into everything. And I'm just not 100% into Kadena. But I do believe this could be these are times, if you believe in the project, these are times where you be scooping it up. Like, I would be scooping up KuCoin shares. KuCoin shares broke its pattern, came to the downside. Sad to say, right? But this is a project that I believe in. This is a project that has use case. This is a project that's going to be around a long time. I don't see KuCoin shares going anywhere anytime soon. Yes, it did break this channel. We kind of have to, you know, sad. You got to get over that idea of the OCD move. So it either makes it back into the channel or it's going to form some type of falling wedge here and, you know, make that movement back to the upside. Again, everything's going to have to follow Bitcoin. This is not when I just like ape into everything. I'll tell you, my trading style is simple. I'm going to tell you what my trading style is. I've come to terms with what it is. Right now, I'm buying nothing but Bitcoin. All right? I only buy BTC now. I don't dollar cost average into these little coins. Even though they could 10x, 100x, that's fine for me. I dollar cost average into Bitcoin. I just keep stacking Satoshis. Then, when the market kind of eventually finds a bottom, I'll start trading BTC pairs. Okay? So I'll just, you know, watch how you do this. Right now, say you had 30 racks. You slowly start buying Bitcoin here at 30K. You could buy almost a whole one right now, technically, right? So you slowly just start buying more and more Bitcoin. If Bitcoin bounces to 29 and you keep buying more and more, and at the end of it, you end up with like, if you dollar cost average right, you end up between 1 and 1.5 Bitcoin, depending. You know, if it goes to 15K, you end up with maybe 1.75 Bitcoin. So you just DCA into Bitcoin during this time, right? You don't care about any, this is my strategy. This is what I figured out over time that fits for me, all right? But I had to come to terms with this over a long time. So I keep doing that. And then what happens is, right, when these altcoins decide to kind of start to, when we bottom and the altcoins start to rip back, I start putting in like 0.25 Bitcoin in an alt. And when that does a 2x or 3x, you turn that to 0.75, stash that. And you just keep doing this over and over again as the alts rip all the way back to the upside and the alts 5x and 10x and 20x. I'll put 2.5, turn that into 2.5 Bitcoin. You get it? I'll 10x it. I'll do that to a coin, like 5 or 6 coins that I really believe in. And what I'll do is I'll end up turning this 1.75 to 1 Bitcoin to 1.75 Bitcoin into something like a 10x, 17 Bitcoin, you know, maybe even 25, 30 Bitcoin. And then when Bitcoin goes to $1 million, I've turned 30,000 in the next 5 years into $25 million. Okay? That's how I'm going to do it. That's my plan. All right? You do whatever makes you happy. So I'm not running into Kadena and DCAing. I'm not running into a bunch of projects. I picked 2 or 3 projects that I might DCA into, Naka and Wild in the metaverse. And everything else, to me, it's all Bitcoin for me. Because every time I do this, what happens is when the market tanks horribly, Bitcoin holds up my wealth way better than all these altcoins. Right now, if you have majority of your money in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin just went from 69 to 30K, you're only down 50% of your net worth. If you're in an altcoin right now, I mean, like say you were holding EGLD at 500, it's at $100 now. You've lost damn near 80%, 90% of your net worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and altcoins they just get pounded way worse. So I found this is my strategy and I stick to it and I love it. And every time I get more Bitcoin, I get excited and I get happy and I accomplish more of my goals. As long as you have a goal and you stay on your goal, you're going to accomplish it. If you don't have a goal, you're not going to accomplish it. If you don't have it written down, if you don't know what you're going to do, if you're not steadfast in your decisions, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to have a tough time in this market. This market's going to eat you alive, okay? So I kind of have a vision and a plan, and I trade alts for more Bitcoin. That's it. Like I got into, look what I did with Waves in this last run. I got into Waves for $2,000, right? Around $2,000. When it was around $4, it would pump all the way to $40, right? And I had like 18K in Waves at one point, 18,900. I would sell half. I really would, and take my 9K off the table. Waves would dump all the way back down, but then Waves would pump again, and the BTC pair would hit this insane high. Look at this. I'm watching it, and the BTC pair on the weekly chart here hits this insane high. And I look at it, and I'm like, dude, I got $9,000 worth of Bitcoin, and I started with $2,000 way back here. I think I started right here in February. I started buying Waves in January of 2020. It was Sand, Ocean, and Waves. I kept talking about it. Right around here is where I started getting in, right? This is the BTC pair anyway. But so look at the BTC pair. Look what it would do. I don't know, but for whatever reason, we would get to this insane high recently for Waves. And I looked at it and I said, man, you're high on the weekly. I said, you're at a I said, you've had like 6 straight weeks of love. Waves just went on a tear. I said, wow, that is a time. And I accumulated $9,000 of Bitcoin, right? When Bitcoin was at like 36 or 30. And that's 0.25 Bitcoin off of $2,000. that I spent right here. And I got another $9,000 off it 6 months before that. So, like, that's how you trade. You got to take profits. You got to realize and have a goal. Because I had a goal for more Bitcoin, I didn't give a damn about selling the waves. Treat it like a freaking one-night stand, baby. In and out, right? You know what I'm saying? Don't love these coins. You cannot fall in love with these coins. Can we look at Seller? Let's take a look at Seller. Shout out to you and yours. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So I just want to break it down. If you have a goal, if you have a plan in mind, you're going to nail it. You're going to nail it. But if you're whimsically moving through and you have no idea what you're doing, you're not going to nail it. You're going to do exactly that. You're going to whimsically move around. You know what I'm saying? Can you trade Bitcoin alt pairs on Coinbase Pro? Anybody new to Discord? Yes, you can. Coinbase Pro has BTC pairs, many of them. So why can't we look at Bitcoin? We looked at Bitcoin so many times. We already did look at Bitcoin. The lifer way is the way. BTC, man, BTC. Why do you keep doing BTC? We've gone over BTC. Yeah, you're done, man. Amber Wong. Sorry, Amber, but you're going to be put on timeout for a second here because you have no patience. And we can't deal with people with no patience here. I fall in love after the first hit. I'm down 40% in my portfolio. So funny. Dead game boxing. I want 20 Bitcoins. You will get them if that's what you want. If that's your goal, you'll get it. Make goals that just surprise you. Write things down that you don't think are possible, and they will happen. And you'll be like, but how? How did it happen? And it will happen. And you'll be like, but how? And we'll be like, well, you just put it out there. Hey, Sam Lamar here. Thanks for tutoring session yesterday. Beginner's course and tutoring session, well worth the money. Keep bringing the fire. Yeah, this man paid $200 an hour for a session yesterday, but we had a blast, and we spent an extra 20 minutes together, about an hour and a half. I had a blast. He had a blast. I love teaching. I love going over what I'm looking at. I love kind of expanding his mind while we sit together. Lamar, man, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Much respect to you and yours. God bless you and your family, and may all your students and your music world play out well as well. Much love to you and yours and your business. Thank you so much for supporting my business. Much respect to you and yours. Thank you, Lamar. We love you, man. Amber going ham. Yeah. Chrissy Fouts, XEC, privacy, Chainlink. Interesting. That's interesting. Is Tornado Cash a good buy? I don't know enough about it, and I wouldn't tell you what a good buy is. That's up to you. Coinbase Pro and NYC sucks. Yeah, you got to get out of New York City. If you live in New York State and you trade cryptocurrency, you might as well live in the worst place in the world to trade crypto. Second I moved to Massachusetts, my crypto world opened up. It was so much better. First goal, 4 Bitty and 32 ETH. Halfway there, baby. Hey, that's not bad, man. That's not bad. It takes a while to get out of the desire to buy and hold everything. Now it all looks like blank trading cards on the move. Exactly. Back in the day, all we wanted was everything, right? We all wanted every little piece of everything. I gotta get Chainlink. I don't have enough bags. And now you're like, damn, I don't want any of these bags. Like, these bags are horrible, right? It's crazy, right? But it's what happens. This thing has been pumping like you read about. WXT, WireX token. Just want to put it on your radar if you don't know about it. We go over this every week on Token Metrics. And Token Metrics provides us with awesome information. It's $84 a month. I include it in your subscription for me for $99 a month. So for $99 a month, you will get me, all my analysts, the learning library, a place to learn, a place to jump in, a beautiful organized Discord ready to go. Okay? I super chatted X EC. Can you do a deep dive for me? We will take a look at that as well. Everyone, today I'll be on BitBoy Crypto today at about 11:20 in the morning. I'm not sure exactly when I go on or how it goes on or how long I'm on for. I think I'm featured for a certain amount of time. I'm not exactly sure. Sam, do you have an educational videos on how to execute trades on 3 commas? I've been using exchanges for my crypto, but looking to move to 3 commas soon. We do, Gabe. We do. And they're free. Free. Dad? Hello? Hey, Dad, I'm live right now. I got to jump.
617.
Hold on. I'll call you back. All right? I'll be till 12 o'clock. It's my dad trying to help me. We have windows that need fixing in the house. And Anderson came to my house yesterday, and they looked at it. And they gave me, it's a picture window, 4 picture windows, and a screen, and a sliding deck door. $28,000 they tried. And they're like, oh, with the discounts, it'll be 21 grand. And I was like, 21 grand to replace 4 windows and a deck door? Are you out of your mind? Like, is that the going rate, everybody? Because I'm a new house owner and I'm just not used to this. I'm like, geez Louise, that's insanity. I believe this could bounce back to the upside. However, the 1 hour needs to come on down and reset. But this is something that didn't dump like the rest of the market. Still has a good use case. Still has its own kind of ecosystem. Definitely something you want to write down and keep around on the radar, right? Telcoin was a beautiful coin. A lot of these projects that I actually think are actually substantial aren't going anywhere. Like Telcoin had a deal with the Nebraska government. You know what I'm saying? Pretty nuts. Clearinghouse pumped up. I mean, we got this nice movement in the alts back to the upside. Let's take a look at the entire markets here. Let's take a look at the world markets. Let's see what's happening for the Dow Jones Industrial. Let's see what's happening in the world markets today. Let's take a look at the Dow. It looks like the Dow bounced back green finally. And if we look at the stochastics RSI, the way the 4 hours oversold in saying that we're going to bounce and we're in a falling wedge. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time. All right. Let's slightly readjust my trajectory of my line here. But there's a bounce coming here for the Dow Jones out of this falling wedge to the upside, right? Measured move. Let's take a look at the measured move here. Is the length of the back end of the pole. You swing that where you would end up pushing out. That's going to give you your positional measured move here at about 35,666, 35,700 area. Can the Dow Jones break back above that? It says it can. The daily is extremely oversold as well. The daily would like a reversal. Last time the daily got a reversal, we did bounce from 32,500 all the way back up to 35,400. So a nice move. Another move here when the daily was low was from 33,100 all the way back up to 35,700. Here the daily was low again. So 1, 2, 3 times we've had a bounce. Looks like we can get another bounce here back to the upside here for the Dow Jones Industrial. So while everyone's in fear, seems like we will eventually get a bit of a bounce. Now, if we get rejected here, fine. If we get rejected here, fine. But if we can break and make a previous high and make a new high here, that could be beautiful. This could play out like a double bottom, and we could see a move back to the upside here for the Dow Jones Industrial. So it's not all bad right now. We could get a reversal back to the upside right now if you can just stay clear. You got to stay clear-headed right now. This is where you need to stay clear-headed. If you're just full of FUD and you're like, it's going down, and you're gonna short, and then when the market rips, you're gonna lose tons of money short in the market. Okay? So again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just trying to teach you how to get your mind right, teach you how to get yourself in the right position, and keep yourself mentally strong, mentally tough. Mental toughness is the key here. Mental toughness. You need to remain mentally strong during this time. All right? You need to remain mentally strong during this time. Okay? Make the best decisions you can. And that's why you can't do it all. I tell everyone, you can't dollar cost average into any alt. You can't have every Bitcoin. You can't. That's why I just eventually said, what am I? I'm happy. Like, I don't go after ETH. I don't stack a lot of ETH. And you look at me like, wow, you're going to miss out on huge gains. And I'm like, maybe I will. But you know what? I'll make them with Bitcoin. Like, Bitcoin's going to do its thing for me, and that's it. There was a time where I had like 30 ETH. Now I keep like 10 or 15 ETH. It's fine. And I don't really need any more. Like, if you ask me what more I want more Bitcoin. I believe Bitcoin's going to be more scarce. I believe Bitcoin's going to be just... And I could be wrong. And I'm okay with being wrong. I'm okay with only being worth 50 mil off Bitcoin. And I could have been worth 100 mil off Ethereum. Oh, well. I could have had a bigger mansion and more money. I'm just... At the end of the day, I want to be happy with who I am. I want to know that I was a good person, that I helped others, that I did the right thing, and I lived in love. If I did those things and I ended up wealthy and took care of my family and was happy, what else can I ask for in this life? What else can I ask for? Truly living heaven on earth, man. If you have no enemies, if you're not hurting anybody, that is heaven on earth. Living in love, baby. Shout out to everybody living in love here. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Thank you for coming on in. 359 people on the live stream, 300 likes. See what you guys did? You guys and girls did when you got that likes from 137 to 300. You kept pumping it. You kept it moving. You kept it going in the zone and loving it. You kept it going in the zone. And I only drink lemon water every single day on this live stream. You see me decalcifying the pineal gland, getting myself to the higher elevational levels so I can, if you're not vibrating high, you're not working out, you're not drinking water, you're not taking care of yourself, you're like a blob. If you feel like a blob today, if you're eating potato chips on a couch, if you're not working out, if you're drinking coffee with tons of sugar in it and a bunch of dairy, processed dairy, if every time you turn around you're eating processed foods and processed things, how are you going to feel good about yourself? How are you going to feel vibrant? How are you going to feel amazing? How are you going to feel el natural? You got to break free. You got to do the right things for the body. You got to meditate. You got to have a night. I had a beautiful night's sleep last night. Went to bed. I didn't stare at screens. 10:30, turned all the screens off, got myself into bed, had a nice sleep, took care of myself. You know what I'm saying? So the Dow Jones Industrial says we will get a reversal here on the daily time frame and the 4-hour back to the upside. Can we get it? We desperately need it, everybody. We desperately need it, even for Bitcoin. I can't believe it, but even for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the dollar index. And we've been looming at this zone here. This is the looming area of support and resistance. I got $3 indexes. I don't know why, but here's the one where I keep the actual resistance on like the weekly chart here. And we've gone over this for you every few days. Resistance. The dollar hit resistance yet again. And this is like 5-year resistance that we can't seem to get above. The weekly is extremely overbought. I mean, when the weekly gets here, that's when you have to worry. That's I would not want to be buying assets when the weekly was that high. It did reset there and then boomed out, but it did reset. You see that? Let's look at when the weekly was high here last time. Reset to the downside. Weekly was high here. Reset. Highly likely we get some type of move back to the downside here and get a reset. I would, and get the 104 resistance for the dollar. This would be huge for Bitcoin, huge for the stock market. We would get a move back to the down. They can only manipulate the dollar to go up for so long. Weekly is telling us that, hey, it's getting cooked. 2-week chart too, which is a very substantial chart. I keep going over the 2-week saying that the 2-week is done. And when the 2-week hits its high, just like here, you had a massive move to the downside for literally 1, 2, 3. Like that was 6 months, damn near. Like, look, 308 days. That was a year of dumpage. I mean, that could be a big Bitcoin could pump right now. I don't know. People got to wake up and see what's going on here and pay attention. A lot of people aren't paying attention to this. They're just like, oh, la-di-da. I'm like, well, you kind of want to see when the dollar's at its highest resistance point it's been at and where it likes to get rejected, where the 2-week chart is at its highest point in the stochastics RSI. Look, another 476 days to the downside here. That was 300 days. Are we about to get it? Could we get 300 days to the downside? We get 300 days to the downside on this dollar. 500 days, 300. I mean, unbelievable, right? What could happen here? So I just keep pointing this out. I go by the charts. I don't go by anything else. The charts are telling us that we're going to get a pullback in the dollar. It's telling us that it's coming. And, show me the charts and I'll show you the news. Like, look at this. It's the same idea here. You look at Luna 3S. They call me Sammy Cup and Handy for a reason, right? Because I find cup and handles and I'm able to take money out of the market with the cup and handle. And look, I saw this cup and handle right here. Look at this. Look how much Luna went up. It's insane how much Luna went up. Look at this. Look at this. 623% gains from when I put this out. Can you believe that? 6xing your portfolio from May 5th? That's what this crypto market can do. There's gains that are not anywhere else in the market but here. Luna 3S. And I'm telling you right now, you can see, oh, this guy's always tooting his own horn, blah, blah, blah. But I have to reiterate that you would have known about Luna 3S had you been in my trading school. Had you been in my trading camp, And let's Google it. Let's look at it here. Where's my first time I pointed out? I'm pointing this out right here. Look at this. These shorts are aiming to tell us something. See, I'll show you the charts and I'll show you the news. That was on 5/2. It's 5/10, 8 days ago. This cup and handle suggested that this was gonna blast to the upside and do some serious damage. I had 41% and then it would continue to move. We didn't know how big it was going to get. But this short was telling us that Luna had issues. And see how, show me the charts. And how does this figure out? Well, I figure out that human beings are psychic. Even though Luna didn't have its issue yet, all of us knew that Luna was going to have an issue. We didn't know it. Like, we couldn't tell you. Like, you wouldn't hear me say, but the chart started to pick up on vibrational energy. the stars started to see something that we couldn't see beforehand. And this is what started to brew. And then you could see, wow, Luna's ready for a huge dump to the downside. And what happened? Luna would dump. So if you were in my trading group, you would have known on March 2nd. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Shout out to everybody here. I am Samuel James Price, the Crypto Lifer. And what I do is I chart every single day for 10, 15 hours a day constantly. I have a live stream 2 hours every single day. That's 14 hours a week. And I'm constantly going over the charts. And then on top of that, I'm going over the charts for my trading group in my Discord. If you were a part of my Discord, on the 2nd of May of this month, I suggested that Luna was about to blast out of what's called a cup and handle. They call me Sammy Cup and Hattie. That's my tagline. That's my known kind of AKA, because I find the cup and handle when most people do not. And I saw this happening, and I suggested, and I even foreshadowed the words here. I said, look, these shorts are aiming to tell us something. That's a foreshadowing. When I'm saying something's aiming to tell you something, it's like, hey, the TA is kind of saying that Luna's about to completely collapse. And I even wrote another one. I said, does this mean Luna's about to crash hard? Is Luna about to dump on us? Something crazy? You know? My analyst even backed me up, and they started talking about it. And then look, Luna S doing damage at 5.7. Luna S moving. I just been trading 3S, mostly Luna 3S, Sol 3S, and look, and we made gains. Trade I put out earlier here up 20%. And look at my trading group. We were all over it. We predicted the Luna crash somehow as well by complete accident. The cup and handle on Luna 3S told us the future, and then bang. And I just want to point, and this is just one of many trades, but 600% gains while the market is just, and look, we have the proof. Like, we have the actual dated proof of when I actually went over this, talked about it. Luna, unbelievable what Luna would be doing and how far it would go to the upside. So I just want to show you, man, my trading group, because I put in so much effort and so much work, you're going to see things that most people aren't going to see. All right? And you're going to take advantage of the markets. It's that simple. It's that simple. I'm the Energizer Bunny of crypto. You're not going to find someone with more energy, with more just follow through every single day, everybody. I was trained by the best. My mentor is the hardest working person in the world, in my humble opinion. So shout out to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for teaching me how to use my intelligence. Love and respect to you and yours. Shout out to Pierre B. We love you, Pierre. And you know what? You had the intelligence from beginning. Looks like Bitcoin is breaking down again from the flag on the hourly. Yeah, I mean, that's what we said. That's what we went over. We predicted that Bitcoin would break down on that flag on the hourly, right? And if you just listen to the lifer, we're going to kind of break it down for you each and every day here. However, look at the 15-minute. 15-minute is getting oversold, and you have to heed that 15-minute. Pointing to the downside, there is more downward momentum. We break this, we're going to drop. And what we're going to do, highly likely, is fall down, bearishly retest, and then drop to the downside, right? 1 hour is crushing you. I mean, it's overbought and wants to dump, and you're in a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time, everybody. So there's a 68% chance this is going to break down. Let me clean it up for you. We'll go to Coinbase USD, and we'll delete everything. I'll even take off my moving averages and just make this clean for you. So the first thing you want to do is go to like the 3-day chart, and you're going to want to find your next support region. So it's right there. And then it's like right there. Like you're at your last line of support there, right there. You have these wicks at 28,900, right? So here you go. Now, 3 days extremely oversold. Whenever the 3-day gets oversold, you do get a bounce. Look, right there you got a bounce. 3-day got oversold. We struggled, but we eventually bounced to the upside. Here we were oversold, we bounced. Here we were oversold, we bounced. Every time the 3-day was oversold, let's take a look here. Bitcoin got a 70% gain there on a move. 3-day was low here. It got another about 66% gain. Here from the wick of the oversold region to here, it got a 39% gain. 3-day is low again, so it's telling us on average, somewhere between 70 and 40, like a 50%, and that would only bring us to resistance here. Am I losing my voice? That would only bring us to resistance, and you can see there's clear heavy resistance here. So all you have to do is just map out your big boy time frame. Okay. So now you got like support and resistance, and you're like, okay, I see where we're at. Go back to that 1 hour. And I mean, in the 1 hour is pretty simple. It's in a rising wedge, and rising wedges break down 68% of the time. That's it. Really nothing you know, not a lot of like, you know, not a lot of talk about there. Measured move will be the length of that pole, and then you head even lower, right? Then you break 29,000 and get into that, you know, or 30K again, and you're back in this region. Could you double bottom? There's a chance. You got to be open-minded to anything that's possible. So there's a chance that you double bottom here. And the measured move to the double bottom would take you right to that next resistance at about 34,600. Okay. So this is on the table. These are thoughts from a balcony. All right. Shout out to Mac Miller, my man. RIP to Mac Miller, man. So sad we lost such a beautiful young person. I watched a lot of his videos recently at night, and it just kills me. I broke down in tears last night, or 2 nights ago. I just like, man, because he was so young. Like, I'm 39, and you know, he was so young, you know, and I have a bit of a confession to make. When I was really young, when I was like in my late 20s, I had some issues, you know, with drugs and alcohol, and I eventually got clean. I cleaned myself up. Yeah, I'm coming out with something pretty deep here, and you know, I've been clean 6-7 months. I went to a golf course. This is going to be really hard for me to say, but I went to a golf course, and the kid there was like popping some pills, and I really didn't want to like I didn't want to drink, I didn't want to smoke, and some people were smoking, and I was like, I got to stay clean, and I eventually somehow ingested a fentanyl patch back then, and I actually OD'd, and I could have died, you know? And I never did any of that in my life before, in my entire life. I'd never done anything like that in my life. So I could have been Mac Miller, like, I could have been all those people that you read about in that, like, and I'm still here. And I'm still here, you know? And so, like, I think back to, like, the struggles in my life. And, like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, bro. Like, and, you know, like, and I finally found out what happened to him. You know, he went and did some Oxycontins, and, like, the pills were laced with fentanyl. And, the pills were laced with fentanyl, and that young kid, man, he was like 28 years old, and he didn't wake up that night, and he had his whole life ahead of him, and he was freaking 10 times more famous than me, and like on his way to the biggest things in this world, and it all got taken from him because he was like alone and depressed one night, you know? So I want you all to know, like, don't go there. Don't go to those dark places, because you could lose your life. You know, you could lose your life. You could lose your life. You could really lose your life. And you won't be here. You won't be here to cry about Bitcoin, and you won't be here to whine about your link, and you know, you won't, you know, your coin's going to zero. Like, that will be nothing to you. That will be nothing to you. You know, I've been close once or twice. Much love and respect. Glad to hear you, man, preach. It's something that needs to be said. I got 2 small humans to live for. They're my world. Exactly. Exactly. Did some dumb stuff when I was young. Love your vulnerability. Lifer, you shine. Thank you, Lifer. You're appreciated. You're an extreme power of example of all your mistakes and challenges that you've learned from and overcome, just towards you being even more of that power. You stand for something. Yeah. Thanks for opening up with us. We are your family. I'm happy. I quit alcohol and weed. Your tears meant a lot. I did the same thing, Lifer. OD'd on a fentanyl patch. Love you, bro. Honestly, I'd never been around it before. I didn't know what it was. Back then, no one talked about it. It was unknown. And this kid's dad was dying of cancer, and he had been popping them. And I had a couple beers in me, and I was loose, and I grabbed it out of his hand and said, give me that, and I shoved it in my mouth, and I had no idea what I was doing. And you know what I'm saying? And honestly, I fell asleep at a train station. I ended up like leaning myself up against a building. My sisters called the police. I didn't show up to work. Like, you know, my family was looking for me, like, and like, I came to, and like I threw up at like 10 at night. I was working a night shift. It was like, you know, it was freaking 12, 15 years ago. I think it was like 14 years ago. I was 28 years old. Insane, man. Insane, you know? And like, my sister brought me home. I was like, what happened to me? And honestly, this is a crazy story. I getting married, can you believe it, the week beforehand. And everyone told me not to get married. I was going through too much and the pressure of the marriage and all that. And my parents said, you could like come stay in our we have a nice summer house. They're like, come stay in the summer house. We have work to do in the city. So you can borrow our car and just have a nice weekend with your wife for your honeymoon. And I was like, great. And the fentanyl was still in me because I'd never done it. It was in me for like 2 days, right? And I had to stay up all night and go through the trains and buses and stuff to get to Massachusetts from New York. I smashed my dad's truck right into a tree. True story. Like, I'm 5 minutes from the house, not even 2 minutes from the house. My wife's face goes off the dashboard. She goes, I can't believe I married you. It was the biggest mistake I ever made. And I'm looking at my life like I just smashed my dad's truck. I banged my wife's face off of the dashboard. I didn't bang her face. She banged, but like the car, it was just a mess, man. It was just a mess, R.I.P. my man Mac. My brother overdosed and died from fentanyl 2 years ago. Lost 2 best friends recently. Lays fentanyl. Good share, brother. Yeah, too many people, man, have passed away. Too many great people have passed away, man. No drugs, no gambling. God bless you, Sam. Shout out to each and every one of you here, And so, like, anything can happen to you in this life. You got to stay strong. You got to maintain. You got to be there, I'm glad I heard this. Changed the course of my day. Hey, man, anything could happen to you. You know what I'm saying? In this life. Crazy stuff, man. Glad you're all better now. I mean, that's why I don't drink, and that's why I don't deal with it, and that's why I stay away from drugs and alcohol. And, because there's just nothing good coming of it. There's nothing good coming of it. You give us so much of positivity, bro. You're the man. Adrian De Silver. I lived in Kensington area, Philadelphia for 5 months. OD'd 5 times in one summer. It's an absolute miracle for God that I made it all the way back home to Oklahoma alive, man. Unbelievable. R.I.P. John McAfee. Never forget John McAfee. Thank you for saying that. Never forget John McAfee. He actually had he was there for all of us. So look, this rising wedge is highly likely to break to the downside based on the 1 hour time frame. 15-minute wants to curtail you back to the upside. So look, 15 minutes trying to save us here and get us to bounce back to the top of the channel. I'm kind of omitting that. You could say, I guess this is our channel. But the 15-minute does want to break back to the upside here. Tiny cup and handle forming. See, you got this cup. You got a little tiny cup and handle here on the 15. And it's oversold. It does suggest it wants to make a bounce. Can the 15-minute save the day here? Oversold here on the 15-minute. Can we get the reversal back to the end? This is what beginners don't understand. They don't get that, like, every time frame has to kind of respect itself, if that makes any sense. Look, we seem to have kind of 2 areas here. This is another channel that we're in. See how there's like 2 kind of channels going on here? See that? Likely that this is a rising wedge that's going to break to the downside. All right, I have to keep reiterating that on the 1 hour. 15-minute could come up here, then roll over. 15 minutes still trying to show us that it can double bottom here, though. It's desperately trying to double bottom off of support at 31,250. All right, so all eyes on this zone. We break this, we're going to come back down to 30K 500. We break 35, we're coming down at 20,700. Much respect, bro. I've been in that situation and managed to get clean. It's been 7 years now. Love you, lifer. You're right. Sorry I was late in the video. God saved you and gave you another chance. Yes, he did. Moderation is a tough mistress. For some people, it is all or nothing. It's true, man. My bro passed away from fentanyl in 2015. I'm sober for 2 years now. I'm addicted to crypto now and put all my energy into learning crypto. Thanks for sharing. One day at a time, dude. One day at a time, dude. One day at a time. 1 moment at a time. 1 minute at a time. You know what I'm saying? 1 minute at a time. I mean, even BitBoy. I was watching BitBoy one day, and he talked about how he had issues with meth, dude. And he had actually come out of being an addict and, like, changed his life. And I couldn't believe that. I was like, I remember watching his show one day, like, are you serious? Like, and the fact that he was so candid and he opened up about it, you know. And I always said, one day I'm going to open up. One day I'm going to open up. Today was the day, I guess, you know. Nowhere. Just a little spacing. Nowhere, you're funny. The moment is internal. I'll leave you in the middle of nowhere like the letter H. Get it? All right, everyone, I got to get out of here for the day. I'm going to be jumping on into BitBoy's show for the day. Us with addictive personalities need something to obsess over. Crypto is a great obsession. Exactly. Crypto will get you there. Glad I was here. Glad I was here. You were... glad I was here. You are 21 real. We love you, lifer. Thank you, man. Dow at 49 points. Does anybody know if I do KYC on KuCoin in NYC while I lose access? Do not KYC in America on KuCoin. Do not KYC. Just pick a different country. Okay? Thank you for your share, lifer, anytime, man. Thank you so much for another live stream, Sam. Lots of love. I love you even more just knowing how human you are and how much you have changed your life. I look up to you, bro. Anthony, thank you, man. Thank you. And I'm going to keep doing what I do every single day because I have immersed myself in the community. I have I kind of given myself to my group, and we're here now every single day. I appreciate you all. 364 likes, 314 people on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. What made me so sad about that is someone could have read about me and thought, oh, he did fentanyl all the time. And I had never done it in my life. Like, I just made a mistake. And I had been clean for 6 months. And one day I just made a mistake. Thank you for being here, Crypto Lifer. We really needed you today. Love and respect. I don't talk much, but I'll be here and I feel the love, bro. Shout out to Drew Bills, man. Thank you. If I could get you to talk, I'll love that. See you on BitBoy Lifer +1 all day. Amazing how much positivity is in this stream. Best way to start my day. Shout out to Gabe DeRosa. Definitely, thanks for sharing, brother. It's a blessing. Much love, everyone. You are beautiful and worthy. Chase, we love you. We love you. If you finally caught the bug and you know that life is worth living, and you know that loving other people is the way to be, and that pushing forward is the way to live, there's just no, you've got it. You've got it. All graphic figures have a 68% chance of breaking. Best friend was just murdered 3 days ago, and thanks to the gains of the past 2 months, I was able to help pay for his funeral to help his family. I can't believe your best friend was murdered 3 days ago, man. That's insane. See, like, anytime I think my life is in turmoil, something like that could be happening. Thanks, Sammy, again. Saying some things I needed to hear. Easily should be at 1K every live. I know, right? Respect Lifer as much as I like making fun of BitBoy, but gotta hand it to him. He flipped his life around, and that deserves all the respects. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Forget about the morning spot. Let's go. Let's go. We're active, baby. Forgot about the morning spot. Yeah, man. Love you, Sam. I want to come back to the group. Just right now, it's tough for me. God bless you and yours, man. Don't worry, man. We love you. We'll be here whenever you're ready. Have a great day, lifer. I just started vacation, so I'll be active all week and catching the live streams. Man, you just start vacation. Don't got to deliver no packages. You get to hang out and just relax. Hey, man, I feel like you already live vacation, man. I was like, man, this guy drives around in beautiful Florida, in a beautiful neighborhood, waves to his neighbors, has a blast, but still, it's nice to be home, right, with your feet kicked up. It's nice to be home with your feet kicked up. Just wait. Once we find our bottom and head back up, lifer streams will be popping. They're still popping. As far as I'm concerned, they're still popping. 377 likes, 300 people in the live. 17 watch time. Like, look at the views. 1,400 views. Like, look at this. Like, chat rate at 12. Like, I'm impressed. I'm happy with everyone here. I'm happy with the growth. I'm super excited. But as we suggested, the drop down from the 32,000 rejection. And again, just when you look at it, the 50-minute was high and it made a rising wedge. It was very simple. And we started the live stream with the idea that we would have to short this, and the rising wedge would break to the downside. That's the same thing that's happening on the bigger scale. This is a bigger rising wedge that wants to break to the downside. And the 1 hour is going to do what the 50-minute did in a macro scale, in a bigger idea, right? So, and look, this isn't even an M. That's an M pattern. And M's break to the downside too. So you got an M, you got the 1 hour pointing down, you know. So what you're seeing here is the 50-minute might save you. So the 50-minute's going to recurl back up. And when it comes up here, that's the time to enter the short again. The open of the short was really at the beginning of the stream when we talked about the rejection here at resistance at 32,000. 250. 32,250. Man, you're a motivation. You're a motivation, brother. May the Most High continue to bless you. Thank you, my friend. I just mean compared to now, just imagine up to the... Oh, no, you're right. I know. No, I'm with you, man. No, the show will pop. 100%. I wasn't trying to mess with you, man. You're just giving me support. I appreciate you. Chase M. Bomber, we love you, brother. How are we looking on Elon? Elon actually ain't too bad, Reggie. I really like the earlier start time today. Thank you, Jeremy. We appreciate you, brother. Have a good day, lifer. I just started vacation. Love you, Jamal. It's so cool to know you. Like, I've been in your house. Like, I've been in Jamal's house. It's so funny. I know what his dogs look like. I know where his computer is. Like, it's just so cool, man. When I went to St. Pete, Florida, Jamal hooked me up, man. And we had a good time. So nice to see you on my live every day. And I know you. 390 people on the likes, man. Unbelievable. We're going to 400 likes, everybody. We're going to 400 likes. And we're staying positive. No matter what happens in our life, we're staying positive. My dad's okay. My mom's healthy. My sisters are healthy. Their kids are healthy. My children are healthy. My whole family battled back through freaking COVID-19. And we're here where we need to be. I did the protocols. I did what I needed to do. I took my early treatment. I did everything they told me not to do, and I took care of myself. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everyone out there. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I agree. We will do it again. You're the man, dude. I love you, Jamal. I love you. You're a good man. You're a good man. Thanks for all you do, Sam. Shout out to Alex Kamima. Big vibes in the live, baby. How are we looking on Elon? Let's take a look at Elon. But look, there's our drop to the downside now. And now when you break that, see, you broke that resistance, you're starting to dump. And there's the dump. 1 hour starting to continue the dump here. Even though the 15 minute's low, I guess the 15 minute might just actually do this now. Might actually kind of hang out and not bounce back up. You're breaking resistance here. And the rising wedge of the 1 hour does want to pull back to the downside. Sad to say, I hate that I'm able to call what happens to Bitcoin every day. I don't like when I'm accurately bearish. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta be accurate. And so this is what I see happening. This is what's happening. It is what it is, right? How you take advantage of that? It's Bitcoin 3S. Short Bitcoin again, you know? And look at that short to the upside. Look at that massive move in the last 2 hours. We delete all this old work, and it was a falling wedge that was highly likely to break to the upside. Look at that. I mean, and that's the rising. You flip that upside down, that's the rising wedge breaking down. You get it? And look, the 2 hour just getting started on this short, suggesting that you definitely have some more momentum. 1 hour just getting started too. Look at that. I mean, 2 hour was a smoother channel though. Look at that. 2 hour had a really smooth channel with those wicks. And wow, the Bitcoin short starts to move to the upside yet again. And sad to say, but it looks like we're heading further up. This is just getting started, right? To be cool, you could wait for the 15 minute to reset, right? But it looks like it's going to go up again, go sideways. Interesting. And that's how you make money in this market. We identified where Bitcoin wanted to go. Then we make the trade. It's simple, everybody. Every single day we identify the probability and then we make the trade with that probability. If we do it every single day, then we're more likely to be profitable. I like what Tom Crown said, though. Tom Crown said if you watch a trader and every single trade is profitable and they never lose, then they're lying to you. All right? I lose trades all the time. We get stopped out every day. There's trades that don't go out. There's trades that don't work out. It happens. If you're not getting stopped out, then you're not trading, okay? I am very accurate with Bitcoin. Almost 9 out of... I feel like if there's 30 days in a month, 27 of them, I'm going to highly likely tell you which way Bitcoin's going to go, and it's highly likely. And it's based on the stochastics RSI. They're that accurate. I'm just that in tune with this indicator. That's all. The only difference between me and most traders is I'm in tune with the indicators. I don't take time away from the indicator, so I feel it. I know it. It lives in me. It lives in me. But shout out to everybody here on the live. Have a wonderful day. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I'll post more stuff into the trading group. Thank you for the $34 in super chats. You people are unbelievable. Thank you for the 404 likes. Thank you for the 300 viewers. Thank you for sharing your assets with me, and that is your time. That is your time. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming on into the live and being a part of it. So I'll see you all tomorrow on the next live stream, right? Wednesday, 10 a.m., ready to go. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Be safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and I'll see you on the next live stream. Crypto is life.